Hello all, welcome back to another video of the Shri FC. And you can see with my voice I'm deflated, and this is a video that I had to make. I'm very sorry to make this video late, and I'm sorry that I brought it so late because sadly I was not able to get time yesterday, so I was not able to make my post-match thoughts. So I'm making my post-match thoughts now on our game against Brighton, and overall another drop points, another disappointing day, and overall another story of what's going wrong at Chelsea and everything that just seems to go down. It always goes down. So starting off with that and starting with the video, before starting the video, I do hope you all are well, and please do not forget to hit on the like button, subscribe button, and please keep supporting the channel, and all feedbacks are always welcome. So starting off with the game, with the lineup C, there was no surprises in terms of defensive and midfield, but attackingly it was again a surprising lineup. Now, in the previous game against Manchester City, even Tuchel was very critical of the attacking lineup. He was very critical of Romelu Lukaku, and he has to make his service for himself. And overall, the chance missed he had, and overall the other attackers was not good as well. He also mentioned in the post match that Mount gave him sore eyes after not starting against Manchester City. So we all knew that the, Mason Mount was going to start in this match. We all thought that Kai Havertz was rested, so he was going to start. But Thomas Tuchel just again, for some reason, persists with Lukaku and Hakim Ziyech especially, and he goes with the lineup of back three of Cesar Azpilicueta, Thiago Silva, Rudiger, because we have no option. Chaloba is injured. Christensen is out with, I think, COVID or injury issues. It's very unclear right now. And then Mendy's on AFCON duties, so Kepa Arrizabalaga has to play all the games. And then at the right, it was Hudson Odoi. At the left, it was Alonso. And in the middle, it was Jorginho and Kante. And Hudson Odoi and Hakim Ziyech were rotating position again and again. So sometimes Hakim Ziyech was a right wing back, sometimes Hudson Odoi was right wing back. But most of the time, if you saw the game, Hudson Odoi was on the left side and Hakim Ziyech was on more of the right side. And then we had Mason Mount running from the middle, and then there was Lukaku up top. So it was more like Mount, Odoi, Lukaku front three, with Mount in the middle a lot, um, Hudson at the left, Ziyech at the right, and sometimes it also resembled a 4-2-3-1 type of shape with a back four of Aspilicueta right, Alonso left. In the middle, it was Rudiger and Thiago Silva. Midfield two of Jorginho Kante, and then Hakim Ziyech at the right wing back, Hudson Odoi the left wing back, Mount in the middle with Lukaku. So people thinking that we did not play back four. At some point it was 4-2-3-1. At some point it was 3-4-3. So we played again a combination of formations, and again nothing worked. So the match started has it's been done in long time. We started slow. Due to playing a lot of matches, we did not have our intensity, and again we did not start in a good fashion. Especially when you lost to Manchester City and your title race was over, you were expecting a reaction, and the first 10 minutes told you the story that it's going to be a long night. The first match that Chelsea played against Brighton, Chelsea were humiliated. Chelsea were absolutely destroyed and played at the park, and still Chelsea could have won that game 2 or 3-0 if Chelsea had some finishing boots. But in the end, Chelsea missed chances. Brighton got an equalizer, well deserved equalizer, and the match ended 1-1. People thought that it was a one off, but again, Graham Potter absolutely outplayed Chelsea, and a big credit to Brighton. But again, Chelsea just looked laggard. There's no excuse again because you could have played Havertz, we could have seen other players, and overall, there has to be some motivation as well. But some excuse can be given because injuries are there, and players also, I think, Chelsea, this was Chelsea's 15th game in the last 7 weeks. With every 1 week they are playing 2 games, so tiredness was clear. They were laggard, they were exhausted, there was no desire, and Thomas Tuchel's side always presses from the front, and there was no pressing, there was no desire. Now with Romelu Lukaku, we know that we do not see pressing, but the other players also were lacking that intensity. But somehow Hakim Ziyech shot got deflected, and we got a lucky 1-0 lead. And the way the game was going on, with the pattern that Brighton have formed this season, Brighton just don't finish their chances, and the game was looking like it might end 0-1, undeserved victory for Chelsea. But again, what's going on with Chelsea defense is also unclear. We were one of the most focused defense in the league. When we were on a good run, we were absolutely smashed up by Brentford, but we won 0-1. We were beaten by Villa in the first half at home, but we won that game 3-0. Defensively, also, we've lost a lot of focus. Adam Webster was absolutely free. What was the defense doing? Set pieces, under Frank, we used to consider a lot of goals under set pieces. But in second season of Frank, since we got Anthony Barrow, Chelsea stopped conceding goals and set pieces. But again, the same problems are back. And again, we have started conceding a lot of goals from set pieces. And especially the biggest strength of Chelsea has been a defense. Clean sheet taking machine, clean sheet keeping ability. and now we are just giving goals here and there like charity, and it's becoming a problem. So we can't keep. But also, to be honest, if you only score one goal in a match, which is a lucky goal, and you do not score another, you're always going to put your defense in trouble. And it happened again, as always. It was another 1-1 draw for Chelsea. We drew 1-1 versus Burnley. We drew 1-1 versus Manchester United. We draw 1-1 versus C team Everton. We drew 1-1 versus Brighton, and we draw again 1-1 versus Brighton. It's frustrating. It's hella disappointing. You just want to bang a head on the wall, but this side just keeps getting draw after draw. This was a 8 draw of a season in 23 games. We only have won 12 games, and overall in the last 9 games, we have only taken 11 points, which means in available 27 points, we have taken 11. 2 wins, 5 draw, 2 defeats. We haven't lost a lot, but we haven't won a lot. And it's getting exhausting, disappointing, and really frustrating. And coming on now towards the front line, and it was beyond awful. Now, Romelu Lukaku, I have no words. See, when you give an interview like that, you lose a lot of faith, a lot of love among the fans. And with Romelu Lukaku, a lot of people have lost their patience or sympathy for him, and he has no one except himself to blame. But if we just keep saying these things that Lukaku is the only one, the problem, if Lukaku doesn't play, we start Mount, Havertz, Werner will win, then guys, you're kidding yourself. Anyone who is watching the show, if you think we don't start Lukaku, we start Mount, Havertz, Werner, and we are going to lift trophy after trophy, we are going to win match after match. No. Last season, Mount Havertz used to play a lot, and we used to win some games handsomely. We used to lose some games 0-1. You remember the Aston Villa game on the final day, where we attackingly were impotent with Mount, Werner, Havertz. Do you remember the games where in the league we got nil-nil draws? We were beaten 1-0. We got 1-1 draws. That was the same attack we had last season. Last season, Chelsea had XGs like 2.5 to opponents 0.5, 3 to opponents 1. But sadly, the score used to finish nil-nil. And we all were craving for a striker. The problem is just not having a striker. There are other aspects of the problem of the team. We do not find the runs. Mason Mount has some spell in the season where he plays well, and has a young player he goes through a bad spell. Hudson Odoi, I'll come in the video later. He has been ridiculously bad. Again, inconsistent. One game good, 2 games bad. One game good, 2 games bad. And his finishing output is one of the worst I've seen a Chelsea offensive player having. I can't remember any Chelsea player being this bad in the finishing output. Pulisic is injury prone, and when he plays, he's inconsistent again. And then you have Akim Ziyech, who is too slow for the league. Even after scoring a goal, he's caught off the ball. He cannot hold on the ball. He only relies on the crossing ability, and it's a massive problem. And with no Reece James and Ben Chilwell, with Aspinall and Lenzo, your wingbacks, it was always problem on the cards for Chelsea. It was always problem on the card for Chelsea. And attackingly, they're not doing anything. They're not making the right runs. They're not making the right passes. There's no creativity. No player can properly dribble past 2 or 3 players. When they dribble, they take the ball backwards. And it's a huge problem. Now, just tell me, the viewers watching this show, what can we improve on? Werner gives us everything on the pitch, but technically and in finishing, he's one of the worst strikers I've seen at Chelsea. Then you go towards Havertz. As much as we can say he's one of the most inconsistent players you will see at this team. For one, in the big games, he steps up, but overall, he has one good game, one bad game, one good game, 2 bad game, one good game, one bad game. That's Havertz's thing at Chelsea. Mason Mount, he's more consistent than others, but that doesn't mean he's one of the best. Mason Mount is a fabulous player who will become even, you can say, one of the legends at Chelsea and a proper world class player. But right now, first of all, he's a midfielder. Do you really want a midfielder to be providing you 15 goals, 15 assists? What have we paid other players money for? And on the other hand, even he's very inconsistent right now, because when he drops off and the others also dropping off, it will be highlighted. Whereas if he drops off but others continue their performances, it won't be highlighted. Mount was fabulous till December, but now the whole team is down and he's also not able to step up. And then you go towards Romelu Lukaku. He has been horrific in Chelsea shirt so far. He has made some chances. The chance against Juventus, even if we've got lost Lille, with no disrespect to them, we still should have finished first in the group. I don't care who would have got or whatever. We should have been first in the group. He missed a chance. He missed the chance with City. His passing decisions have been awful. He doesn't leak as foot as he did at Inter, and there's massive problem. Then you have got an absolute inconsistent attack with problem everywhere. There's no proper player we can say which player in the attacking team, people who are watching the show, can score 20 goals a season. We brought Romelu Lukaku for 100 million to do that, and at the moment he's on 5 goals and looks like might finish not even 10. It's very bad right now. You see Mount, and Mount might be the only player that might get into double digits. Pulisic has been injury prone, and sometimes when he's played, you have to also have some sympathies played out of position, but he has to take some blame as well. Hudson Odoi has 4 goals for Chelsea in 71 games. 4 goals in 71 games. You heard it right. Even Marcus Alonso has more goals than that. And even Thiago Silva, Rudiger have more than that, to be honest. And if you go towards other aspect, Werner, 43 games, 7 goals. It's horrific. These stats are the one I saw on Twitter. So there are stats available in this regard, and you can see it on a transfer market as well. And other than that, you can see Havertz, he scored in the Champions League final, but how many goals has he got other than that? And if we play Havertz Mount trio, sometimes we can break the opposition down, sometimes we cannot break the opposition down. This is why we paid 100 million for a striker to be present in the box, but nobody puts in the cross in Bar, James, or Chilwell. Nobody finds him, and then he also does not show much desire, and it's a recipe for disaster. And that's Chelsea attack. Now, it's very easy to see blame. Oh, James and Chilwell were injured. Yes, James and Chilwell were injured, and if they weren't injured, Chelsea still would have been at least in the title race. But we will not have won the title race. For people watching this show, James and Chilwell would have been fit for the whole season, and still we would have not competed for the title. We might have been close. We might have been right now on 49, 50 points rather than 44, but we will not have competed for the title because when they were fit, we dropped points to Burnley, we dropped points to Manchester United. And the pattern in that game was very similar. Burnley game, we did everything we can to score a goal. Hudson Odoi missed chances, Barkley missed chances, and you paid the price for it. Against Manchester United, we did everything. Hudson Odoi missed chances, Rudiger missed the easy chance, and everyone was hell bent on missing chance after chance. What can a manager do in that regards? What can a manager do when the players miss so many chances? You aren't going to win a Premier League like that. We just can't score. We just can't score, and that's a big problem. We scored 1 against Brighton right now, 0 against City, 2 against Liverpool, which favored us because they play high line, 1 against C team Everton, 1 against Brighton again, 0 versus Wolves, and only 2 versus West Ham. When was the last time we scored 3 goals? Against Tottenham in the match where we scored 2 goals, one was an own goal, and the other was also, you can say, a deflected strike. That's the way Chelsea score goals. And most of the goals have been scored by Thiago Silva, Antonio Rudiger, Luis James, Ben Chilwell. These players, I think, have combined more goals in a whole attacking lineup, and that is disgusting. That is disgustingly bad. And it's not just about goals. Our players are not enough good enough to even assist, even be creative enough, and that's a massive problem. And now that brings me on the manager. And I will only say one thing for the people watching this video. If you're Tuchel out, and if you think Tuchel is the problem, please either you don't watch it, because I'm going to say that you're absolutely kidding yourself if you think he's the blame. And as much as, see, again and again, I say I will love Frank to bits. He's here for all Chelsea fans. We all love him. Please don't compare a manager of Tuchel's capability and Frank as a manager, and please don't combine them both times. Many people are putting the videos of Frank Lampard saying Chelsea was not ready to compete, and the great Jake Humphrey, he put it, oh, Tuchel was is 12 points behind. Frank was 11 points behind. So should he be shocked? Really? You're comparing a manager that won the Champions League. We right now are at 44 points out of 23 matches in the Carabao Cup final, Club World Cup because of him. Just do not mention that. And please, I will request the folks. This is one of the best managers we have in the world right now. But yes, he made some mistakes in the match. His substitutions are absolutely awful because it came at 80th minute. We might have won the game if it was earlier. And also his starting lineup was horrific. Now, there's one sense of me that says that he's intentionally playing Lukaku to send a message to the board, which could be very concerning. But on the other hand, he's trying to do that for bringing chemistry between them, which is understandable. But it was a horrific match from us again, and Tuchel also reiterated that we need to rotate. We need some time, we need some freshness, and I do agree. It's not an excuse. It's not an excuse. Chelsea have just not been good enough to win the title, but to finish the season on high, we need a bit of mental break now. We're on a bad form, and when you're on a bad form, you don't want to play games again and again. You want to have a rest, and I think rest will do a lot of good for this Chelsea players, and then they'll come back. But again, unless we don't have a proper left wing back, right wing back, we don't have wing backs available. It could still be trouble after the break. And still, I trust Thomas Tuchel to do very, very well. He's still a very good big game manager. He has done a fabulous job at Chelsea so far. And remember when he came in the previous season under Frank Lampard, we got 66 points in the Premier League. Under Maurizio Sarri, 72. Under Antonio Conte, 70. The target at the moment should be to at least get to 78, 79 and build on next season. Remember, again, I will say to viewers watching this show, Pulisic is not his signing, Ziyech is not his signing, Werner is not his signing, Havertz is not his signing, Mason Mount was already there from the academy, Hudson Odoi was there from the academy, Lukaku is his only signing, and there also it's a bit of board and manager signing. You need to let him build his attacking lineup, and then you can properly focus. For the great Chelsea fan who think they're very intellectual, oh, Tuchel is not used to attacking lineup very, very well. You kidding me? You kidding me? You want us to go back to the time when we were getting defeated 3-2 by West Ham, 3-0 by Sheffield, and absolutely getting splattered defensively by everyone? Oh, let's play back four. Tuchel has played back four and back three. It's not about goals. If Tuchel gives his attackers freedom, we're going to get hammered in every game because these players are still incapable of scoring a goal. Can a manager teach? Can a manager teach Arsenal to finish from 5 yards? No. And if we become an attacking team, he'll still miss his chance and we'll still lose a game. It's not about being attackingly good. We are good. That's the reason we win the Champions League. Last year, we were putting XGs of 3, 3, 3.5, 2.5, and opponents had 0.5, 0.6, 0.7, 0.8. We were magnificent last season. We were magnificent. Okay, if people are watching this show, attackingly, we have been very good at Tuchel. It's just we don't have good attacking quality, and we have to play a balanced style. And until he gets his players, you cannot analyze him in terms of how much he's improved the offensive players. And that brings me to the final point on looking ahead what's for Chelsea, the fixtures, everything, and overall the transfer state. So if you look at fixtures, Chelsea will be playing Tottenham Hotspur on this Sunday, and then we will have needed 12-day break before we play Plymouth in the FA Cup match. And in that also you have to be honest, we'll play a rotated squad, and then we'll travel to the Club World Cup, and then we'll come back in the Premier League. We'll play Crystal Palace, then we'll have lost Lille, then we'll have Norwich, then we have Burnley, then we have Newcastle, and then we have Lille. This is a very good fixture to come in. Players will finally have a 12-day rest, which will give them much needed mental break. They need physical break and overall away from football. And along with that, we've got Plymouth with no disrespect intended, who are Chelsea's B squad should be able to beat them. And some players can even get more rest before they come in, and winning a Club World Cup can put some smile on the faces, and then slowly we can build on. And with Paris, Norwich, Newcastle, Burnley being our first four fixtures with playing Lille 2 times, that's a very good way to build the momentum. And overall, to build that momentum, Chelsea have to beat Tottenham this Sunday, because if Chelsea lose to Tottenham this Sunday, it's a massive problem. They will just not be dragged into a top four race. They will go into the break with negativity. Articles will start coming. Chelsea are thinking to get Tuchel this, that, blah, 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 and it could be problems. We have to beat Tottenham this Sunday. First, we get ourselves away from the top four battle, especially with Tottenham. Number second, we get that winning momentum we need and a home victory before the break. And we're going to break happy, and then we come regroup. And now, if I'll get me to the board, please, for God's sake, get the decision right. If you would have got a left wing back, and I'm very pro, I'm very respectful and very I appreciative of Miranda Gronowski. I think she's doing a fantastic job, and some people are overly critical of her. But one thing I'm going to say is that she has to back the manager a bit more early. If we would have got a left wing back on January 1, we might have won some of these fixtures. We might have still been in the title race and competing on all competitions. And right now, she has to back him, whether it means bringing Emerson Palmieri back and signing Adam Traore. We cannot go with this wing-back combination. We cannot go into Lille match in the Champions League, which we still technically can win, because we are a very good cup team. And we are a very good cup team because it's just not about one day, one match performance. Chelsea are a good cup team because we love to play big teams. And number second, our players still are very talented, but just sadly, they can't consistently put it. And number third, Chelsea's biggest problem is playing against bottom teams, the teams where we are expected to win 2-0. Our problem is to score goals, not to defend. We love to defend. We love to attack on the counter and get one victories. Our problem is winning 2-0, 3-0, putting the game to the bed. And that's not what you need in the Champions League. Because in Champions League, mostly you play high-quality opposition. But when we'll be playing Lille, and we have Aspilicueta Anzo as a wing-backs, that's a disaster in the making. And the last thing our season needs is to be knocked out or lost in the Champions League when we should be in the quarterfinals, and then you never know what can happen. And this is why, if they want Emerson Palmieri back, get him back. If you want to play Kennedy, get that. But we need another signing. We need a right wing back. What's the big thing of paying 20 million for Adam Traore? Pay the damn money for Adama Traore. Get Emerson Palmieri back, whether you have to pay 2 million, 3 million, get him back. And Palmieri and Traore are still 100 times better combination than what you can say Aspi and Alonso. And after the break, most probably Chaloba will be back, most probably Andres will be back, and overall some freshness will be back. So we need to go with victory against Tottenham. Right now, we technically find ourselves 12 points behind Manchester City. Right now, if you see this table, it's 56 City, 44 Chelsea, but they have a game in hand. So we can literally find ourselves 15 points behind them. And at one point, we were leading them by 3 points. We are technically right now 1 point behind Liverpool, but there are 2 games in hands. And if they win that, they are 7 points behind them. We need to beat Tottenham so we kill one rival in the top four race. And by kill, I mean that we put Tottenham out of title race with us. And by winning, we win a 6 pointer match. And then we have Arsenal at home, we have West Ham at home, all the matches at home. And we have not many tough fixtures left because we have played City, we have played Liverpool, and even Brighton is a very tricky fixture. And even Aston Villa. So we have played Aston Villa 2 times this season, Brighton 2 times this season, City 2 times this season, Liverpool 2 times this season. And now I still think we should be capable enough to at least win 10 to 11 games in the next 15 games. And if we can finish this season on a 77, 78 point tally, give a good account in the Champions League, win the Carabao Cup, and win the FA Cup or something like that, and Club World Cup, that's still a good season and we've made some progress. And in the league, we need to sign some attackers next season, and that's the only way to improve. And overall, winning against Tottenham is very key because if we don't win that, we are not just 15 points behind City, it could easily become 18, and we are in danger of not even crossing 70 points, and in danger of finishing again 25 points behind them, and in danger of being dragged in a top four race, which could be absolutely horrific and shambolic. We need to win this Sunday and up the Blues, and I hope we do. And I hope you enjoyed this video. So please, I hope you're well. And overall, I just wish you all have a very, very good day. And please do leave a like and do leave your views on this comment and what do you think. What can Chelsea do to improve this thing? And overall, what we have to do to get the victory against Tottenham. So that was a video. I hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for watching.